Hello, and welcome to another edition of Talkin' Tunes. And let's kick off the show with my guest, Miss Linda Marks.
This is a song that I co-wrote with lyricist Mike Greenlee, and it's called Let There Be Love. We released it May 1st on Global Love Day, and it's a message that we need right now in our crazy topsy-turvy world. Chaos in the world, conflict in the news. Will it ever end? The world is so confused. Social media floods our lives, each on separate tracks. The stress does not let up. No time to be relaxed. Let there be peace, a rainbow in the rain. Let's plant the seeds to find a better way. Let there be calm, a blessing from above. But most of all, let there be love. Being split and torn apart by political divides, we're all people, can't you see, with a heart and soul inside. The actions that we take impact everyone alive. May we join our hands and hearts to assure we all survive. Let there be peace, a rainbow in the rain. Let's plant the seeds to find a better way. Let there be calm, a blessing from above. But most of all, let there be love. The future lies ahead. Share it with me. Stand by my side. I'm here for you. There's so much we need to learn, so many ways to grow. Worry about the future with so much still unknown. Can we stand 6 feet apart and still keep feeling close? We have love to guide us. We can share the highs and lows. Let there be peace, a rainbow in the rain. Let's plant the seeds to find a better way. Let there be calm, a blessing from above. But most of all, most of all, most of all, let there be love. Let there be love. I'm here for you. Let there be love. Stand by my side. Let there be love. We'll make it through. Let there be love.
And what a way to kick off the show. That was beautiful. Thank you very much.
privilege. Mike and I are very proud of the song, and it came in as a semifinalist in the Global Talent is Timeless competition just recently.
Yeah, I
So
think
we're hoping the message gets out.
yeah. Well, thank you again for coming on to the show. And folks, welcome. And thank you for tuning into Talking Tunes today. I'm Frank Walsh, and you know Linda Marks. If we were at the studio, there would be a gold-plated, emblem out in the front door with our own parking spot. Because I think, Linda, we were trying to figure out, is this 5 or 6?
I would have to literally go back and check. It's one or the other of those.
And I tell you, the last time I think we talked about, like Saturday Night Live after the 5th appearance, you get the smoking robe and Steve Martin comes out and gives you hugs and kisses. So, unfortunately we can't do that today. So this might be number 6.
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken too, did we not have you scheduled for an appearance the day that COVID hit and we had
Yes, we did. We absolutely did.
Day.
Yes, we did.
I tell you. And who is that little feature?
This is Quinn. She's a 16-year-old rescue kitty who has her own song, actually. And she has decided she's my music director. And whenever I do live streams, she decides she wants to make appearances. So she'll jump up on the piano bench like you saw and want to be in front of the camera.
Well, she's pretty famous on Facebook too. I mean,
she is. I know.
Your little kitties out there.
Yep, I've been doing a weekly live stream called Songs from the Heart, Meditations from the Heart, and I've been doing it since March of 2020. I think this is week 114.
Right.
So Quinn is very, very present on my live streams.
Yes, he is. Now, let's roll back the clock a little bit. It's been a couple of years, a little over a year, 2 years and 3 months, I believe.
2 years and 3 months, yeah.
We've been in the COVID months. And but during that time, you were not sitting on your hands. You were producing your show, as you said, that you do on a weekly basis, and you've written a lot of material. And
yes.
Talk about some of the new things that you've written and how you got through the COVID 2 years.
Well, I've written quite a lot of material, actually. I released 2 albums of pandemic-inspired material. Yep. The first album, which was called Monuments of Love, which I wrote based on, wondering what can we create during a pandemic. And my answer was Monuments of Love. That album came out, just trying to think, because the pandemic made everything come out in such strange times. I think it came out August 1st of 2021. And then my second pandemic-inspired album is called Home, and this one came out on January 1st of this year, and it charted at number 18 on the Global Folk DJ chart, which I was very happy about. I charted in the top 25 as an artist. And then I have this album, Kindness, which is coming out on June 1st, just under 2 weeks from now. And this is a really cool album. I decided it would be really meaningful to go through my catalog. And I did that with Eric Balke of Hudson Harding Music. And we tried to pick songs that really were, I'll call it folk at heart. So this has some new arrangements of some songs that have been released before. Plus it has a brand new song called Uplift Me that's never been released before. So I put this together with the theme of kindness. We all could use a little kindness right now. And so this is a song that's designed to heal and uplift and soothe the soul. So this is coming out June 1st. And then I have an album called Everyday Legends, which I'm going to release January 1st of 2023. All that material is written and we're just in the process of producing the arrangements. And then I've even started another album for 2023 called A Recipe for Hope. So the songs have been flowing. I've probably written about 40 songs since the pandemic started.
Mm-hmm. I know that you've posted a lot, and I've heard a lot of them, and they're great. But, it's getting to the point where, how you get your weekly flyers in the mail from the supermarkets? I keep looking in there to see if, any of your new music is in there because you pump out so much of it. It's almost like I have to look at the weekly flyer. It's like, okay, beans, bananas. Oh, Linda Marks, the new CD coming out.
I know. Billy Copeland's
question to you before, and I'll ask you again to see if anything has changed, is where do all of these things come up? I know you're very spontaneous, and I know things hit you, but has anything changed as far as, the inspiration that you get and how you can write these songs. And many of them are very poignant, very heartfelt songs. Where do they come from?
They
You know,
they come
from where they used to come from.
they come from being touched by what's happening in the world, what's happening in people's lives, and that's all of them are sourced by either conversations with people, things that happen in my own life or the people around me, or things that are happening in the world, like Let There Be Love, which I just played. That was sourced by living in a pandemic for more than 2 years, the war in the Ukraine, the political divides that are tearing us apart. You know, it instead of people coming together during the pandemic, it's brought out the underbelly. More people are being mean to each other. There are more car accidents, more passengers being hit. Instead of people saying, hey, COVID is still there and it's still rising, we might as well do mitigation efforts like wearing a mask. People are like, I'm done with the pandemic. I'm not wearing a mask. You know, that's the climate we're in. So it's what happens to me as I live through the climate is there are messages about bringing people together, returning to the heart, being kind, you know, reflecting on the things that are happening. The George Floyd shooting, I wrote a song called All One Human Race after that. Prayers became a pandemic anthem that was on my Monuments of Love album. I wrote that when a close friend of mine, singer Bob DeChico, went into the ICU with bad COVID and was on a ventilator for a month. I mean, there are so many things that have happened. There's a song I wanted to share today called I Can Only Imagine. I wrote that after one of my grammar school classmates died far too young during this pandemic time. I have a song to share called Windows and Doors that came from a conversation with a friend of mine who in June is going to turn 70. And it made me think about all the people who, whether they turn 50 or 60, or in this case, this friend is turning 70, talk about just wanting to find peace. So conversations, world events, things that happen in my friends' lives or my own life, that's where my songs are sourced from.
Now, what would you say is the balance of your song, like a percentage balance of your songs that come from your head that you think of and say, gee, that might be a great song, versus the ones that you feel and come from your heart?
I'd say 1% and 99%. I almost never lead with my head.
Really?
Something has to move me, and that's where the music comes from.
Well, you understand. I mean, you understand the question. I mean, a lot.
Oh, I do. Because
what? Like, wow, that'd be a great song, and they write a great song, but there's that song that's something where a piece of that moves them and says, wow, my friend passed. We have a war in the world, and that comes from your heart. So you're saying like 199?
Yes, 99 heart, one head.
Wow, that's interesting. Do you have one of the songs ready that you could play? You would just.
I absolutely do. This is called Windows and Doors. This is one of my newest songs that will be on the A Recipe for Hope album coming out at the end of 2023. And this is the song about finding peace that came up after a conversation with my friend, John, who lives in Florida. I have to start over again. I don't have the vocal mic plugged in.
That's okay.
Speak out. Okay. Windows and Doors. A friend of mine, he texted me, in just 2 months, I'm 17. I feel my age erode in truth. My lists are short now, and like my youth, I'll open windows instead of doors. I've traveled far, I have explored hills of Spain, the Philippines. These moments are a part of me, but for now, my goal is just to be. My mind is willing, but my body has slowed down. With age comes quiet, activity makes me drown. A humbler man's what's left of me. Live in the moment, a kind of free. I'll open windows instead of doors. I'll plant my feet on the kitchen floor. How many days are left? I cannot know. Do what I need, let the rest go. It's here and now, just take it slow. With age, they say, comes wisdom, and wisdom's unattached. I've learned change is a constant. Not all your eggs will hatch. Instead of worldly flights, I'm comfortable at home. The sunlight in my window lets me know I'm not alone. My friends have asked me if I'm sad or down. I'm not, it's just peaceful with no one around. Is my life winding down or starting up? A new, slower pace with my coffee cup. All I want now is just to be a thick slice of lemon in my glass of iced tea, and the sunlight shining through my window comforts me. Comforts me. Happy birthday to me.
Oh, once again, beautiful, Linda, beautiful song. Thank you for that.
My privilege.
Now, with your CDs that you have produced and have coming forward, I'm sure that you have some collaborations going on. Probably some of our friends and people who we mutually know are going to be on there with you and behind you and all of that stuff. So why don't you share a little bit of who are the folks that support you on your CDs?
Well, one of the things about the pandemic is I've gone more national. So there are people who aren't around here now that play on the albums because people couldn't just record them and send them in.
Right.
So I can basically, ask people anywhere to put tracks on the album. So some of the local people, well, I've been working with Doug Hammer to help me produce the albums forever. So he's a local person. Mark Bishop Evans put a lot of tracks on both Monuments of Love and Home. He's now moved to California, so we can still do it. He can record from California. but he has contributed. Dave Birkin has contributed saxophone, and for my new albums, Willie Sordillo, who's a local saxophone player, he's an alto player and is a very good spiritual saxophonist. There's a new violinist I'm working with locally named Joy Grimes, who's just recorded some tracks. And in Nashville, Alice Hasten is a violinist who's been recording for me on my albums since the pandemic started. I've been working with Valerie Thompson as my cellist, who's local forever. Steve Latnasian used to live in New Hampshire, but moved to Florida, and he's my pedal steel player. Craig Aiken, who lives in New Jersey, is my bass player. I mean, I could go on and on listing more people, but we're really becoming more national.
Good for you.
Oops, your mic just muted.
Places have been shut down, and now they're starting to open up a little bit. Are you planning on having some CD release parties? Are you going to be getting out more? I think the last time we saw you was we were at the Burren.
Yes, at the Burren. I'm trying to decide what to do about CD release parties, because with COVID being high, a lot of people don't want to go indoors. It's very hard to know what to do. And if I put together a big show like what I do at the Burren or Club Passim, I really do want it well attended. So the Women in Music Gathering, we do an annual showcase at the Burren, which we got to do this past November, and we planned that at the Burren for November. But for my own CD release party, I haven't decided yet. There are multiple albums, and it's a matter of when. Maybe when Everyday Legends comes out in January of 2023, something around that, I might plan. But what I'm playing is mostly outdoors. I have 3 upcoming shows in June. One is at a restaurant called Boca Bella in Auburndale. I think that's June 4th. And then I'm playing at a church in Reading, and I'm also playing at Arlington Porch Fest. The restaurant is part of the Newton Porch Fest. The church is part of the Reading Porch Fest, and then Arlington Porch Fest. And then a little later on, I'll be doing Brookline Porch Fest and West Concord Porch Fest. But I've been focusing on outdoor performances because they're safe for everybody. And more people are comfortable coming to them.
Right. Now, how can people get a hold of your music, and you and maybe get involved in your inspirational messages and your shows on Sunday night?
Yes. Well, I'm Linda Marks on Facebook and Linda Marks Music. I live stream on Sunday nights through my Linda Marks page. I've got lots of wonderful content on my LSM Heart YouTube channel, LSMHEART, and please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000, and I think I have 839 subscribers. So every subscription helps get to the point where you can monetize. You need 1,000 subscribers to monetize. And my website is lindamarksmusic.com, and my albums, Kindness is my 12th studio album. I have all my albums on all the different digital platforms, whether you like Spotify or iTunes or Apple Music or Deezer or if they're, Pandora. There are so many different platforms. They're on all of them. And of course on YouTube, all releases go onto YouTube as YouTube videos, in addition to as whatever I put up as studio albums or live performances.
And people can go out and find our past shows, either going to StoughtonTV.com or going to YouTube and putting our name out there, because there's some really good shows out there.
There are wonderful shows.
Believe it or not, time is passing really quickly. And, I'm glad that, once again, that you were going to come on. And, I'm so, proud to have you as a friend, because you've been an inspiration and you brought a lot of joy and a lot of smiles to people through your meditations and your posts, and I'm sure that you've been enlightening and inspirational to many.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate the way you've given a space for indie artists to be heard and seen and to have their voice. And I know that makes a huge difference to our whole music community. So thank you for that.
Well, you're welcome. So, I think we paid each other handsomely to self-promote, right? Well, Linda, I think that with the time winding down here, I think that it would be very fitting if you were to take us out, and we were to be taken out before the show ends. Folks, I want to thank you for tuning in. Linda, I want to thank you again for guesting, and I'm sure there'll be number 6 or 7, whatever the case may be, when your other music comes out. And thank you to Dave, and thank you to Rob, and thank you to everybody at SMAC. And we hope that you, as always, tune in and tune on. So, Linda, take us out.
Okay. It's only fitting that I close with my pandemic anthem prayers that I wrote in April of 2020 when my dear friend Bob DeChico went into the ICU. It, in many ways, has been prescient because I thought it would just be a short-term song. It actually is just as relevant, if not more, today than it was when I wrote it. This is Prayers.
It could be me, it could be you, it could be any one of us, parents, children too. No one is immune, some are more at risk. We never ever had to live through a time like this. Prayers, hands clasped as one, asking for healing grace, sending love. Tears, we do not know, will our loved ones survive? Must we let them go? Just a matter of time before the beast grabs hold of a loved one, inflicts this damn disease. Masks and gloves and distance, the ambulance arrives. They're taken from us as we yearn to be by their side. There on the front lines, nurses and doctors working against time. Us on the phone, separated, wondering, will our loved ones die alone? I never could imagine that there'd ever be a time I'd lose someone so close and dear and not get to say goodbye. Prayers, hands clasped as one, asking for healing grace, sending love. Fears, we cannot know, will our loved ones survive? Must we let them go? Will our loved ones survive? Must we let them go?
Thank you, everybody at home. Now it's time to come out of the studio.